Hello and welcome to another episode of Across the Line, your one-stop shop for all things Leinster. Coming up on this month's show, ahead of a huge European weekend for the club, we caught up with Jamie Heaslip and Matt O'Connor at the Champions Cup launch. We also speak to new signing Kane Douglas on settling into Leinster. We'll chat to Head of Fitness Dan Tobin about life in the Leinster gym, as well as talking to successful Leinster captains James Ryan and Conor Farrell on being crowned interprovincial champions. And finally, we'll take a look at the newly finished AstroTurf pitches in Donnybrook. All this along with our usual highlights, league tables and previews here on Across the Line. First up on this month's show, the Champions Cup was launched in Dublin recently with Jamie Heaslip and Matt O'Connor on duty for Leinster. We spoke about the changing nature of European rugby, the challenges ahead and what to expect from the opening rounds.
Everyone gets excited coming into European Cup. You're going up against the best of the best, and that's what you want to do. You want to be kind of pipping yourself against these guys and seeing how you stack, how your team stacks, how you stack as a player. So, and how you represent yourself and your team and your family against those kind of quality sides.
Every point, every minute has a value on it. So from that end, it's really, really important. The entire contest is so exciting. Yeah, I mean, we've had a couple of disappointing results. You know, to lose at Munster at the Aviva is very, very disappointing, and that hurt a lot. A lot of bruised egos, and we've got to make sure that we bounce back from that.
We're 2 out of 5. We've been in this position before. We lost last year as well. It's never nice losing to Munster. I absolutely hate it, to be honest. But it's only the 5th game into the season. You can't get too carried away. You got to wear it though. You got to wear that kind of the fact that I feel we're kind of more disappointed that we didn't play to the standard that we can.
We've got to make sure that we get off to a good start against Wasps at home at the RDS. It's always a fantastic place to play, and the guys are very excited about being back at the RDS.
The support and loyalty at home is, I think it's an experience to get down to the RDS and be there for a Champions Cup game.
Next up, Aussie Kane Douglas made the long trip north from the Waratahs. We spoke to the new Leinster lock about the challenges of a move to the Northern Hemisphere, settling into Leinster, and Freddie, the new addition to the Douglas clan.
Hey, everyone's really nice, and it's a great environment, and I just want to come and do my bit and add, and hopefully we can get a good result this year. The first day of training was stinking hot, and I was nearly complaining that it was too hot. So there's been a couple of cool days, but it's been really nice.
What was it like then, just getting out in the field for the first time?
Yeah, I was probably a bit rusty, but it was good to throw me straight in the deep end, and I think I played 50 or 60, so no, it was good. It was good experience. We had a first game, it was a win, so it was positive, and I had to sing a song in the shed, which didn't go down too well. I couldn't think of anything good, so got a few laughs out of the boys. Not with me, but at me. So.
Did you get a bit of an insight from Michael Cheika?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, he was probably a bit dirty that I signed to go somewhere else, but he said at least you're going to a good club. So he's a really good bloke, and I'm better for having him as a coach at some stage. Yeah.
Did he tell you a little bit about the place?
Yes and no. He told me some good areas to look to live, and I think he's coming over in November, so he'll probably head and say hello. But he was probably a little sly remarks like about when it was a hot sunny day in Sydney. He'd go, you won't be getting this for a while. Or
just looking into the first Wasps game.
Yeah, well they've had a good couple of wins this season. They beat the Saints and so they're going to be tough, be a very tough match. So yeah, looking forward to it, but it's going to be a big one.
There's a little fella out here on the deck with us.
Yeah, no, we got him last week, so he's pretty cute and a little addition to the family. Yeah.
What's his name?
Freddie. Fred, yeah. He's only 9 weeks now, so he'll only get a little bit bigger. So a little house dog, but something you can lay on the lounge with and give it a little pat.
Next up on Across the Line, things get heavy in the gym with Head of Fitness Dan Tobin, who explains what it takes to get to match day and beyond.
Today is an upper limb strength session, so they do some stability work at the start, as I said, and then the core part of the session today is some heavy bench press and chin-up exercises. So it's to keep the nervous system firing and to make sure that they hold muscle mass throughout the season. Tuesday and Thursday would typically be the days where we would do upper limb, so it's compulsory on a Tuesday, and on a Thursday then we give the players an option when it's close to a game of whether they want to get another hit out or not on it. In terms of week by week, we just change the rep ranges really, and minimal changes in the exercises that we do depending on what phase we're in. And then coming towards our bigger games, we tend to taper the volume that we do, keep the intensity high. So there's a lot being made of the what bike, I suppose. We got 3 new bikes in at the end of last season, so it basically provides more resistance than a typical spinning bike would. It gives you a reading on power output for every rep, your average, your peak power, and it is really good feedback, and the players enjoy using it because of the feedback it gives you and the competition that it creates between people, as opposed to just a spinning bike where you're asked to work away for 20-30 minutes on it. In general, I think there's always a good bit of banter in the gym, and I think it's important as well. We work hard and we get a really good intensity out of the sessions, and once that happens, the banter, I think, helps them. You want them to enjoy their environment, and they work harder when they enjoy it anyway. So there's certainly a few messes, particularly in this group here, but we encourage it, if anything, as long as the work gets done.
Next up, Leinster under-19s and under-18s club sides were recently crowned Interpro champions. We spoke to captains James Ryan and Conor Farrell on the Interpros winning and what the future holds for them both.
Started when I was about 8 or 9, played mini rugby all the way up to about 12, but most of my rugby's been with the skill. So I've played in the skill since I was about 12, and I've really enjoyed every moment of it. This is my first experience working with Leinster as a whole instead of just the skills. So there's a lot of players and a lot of clubs guys really added something, so that was good to see. Obviously Senior Cup this year, I'm looking forward to that. We've got a good team, so we're going to prepare as best we can. Obviously some great sides in Leinster too, so it'll be a big task, but I'm looking forward to the challenge.
I'm coming from Navan, so I've been playing there all the way through from the underage up, and the setup there is excellent, so I'll be playing there again this year with their 19s and hopefully with a bit of success. It was a super experience, getting to know the lads from all the different clubs around Leinster, and really brought the team together, having so many clubs involved. It's always beneficial, you're always learning, you're never not learning, there's always something to improve on in your game. So well, hopefully I'll be involved in the Irish 18 squad this year, and next year hopefully I'll push for the Leinster 19s and maybe the Leinster 20s.
Next up, Donnybrook has undergone a recent facelift with 2 new AstroTurf pitches installed. We spoke to Leinster Club Development Manager David Ross and back rower Jack Conan about the pitch and, most importantly, how it plays.
Well, I suppose if you look at Donnybrook, people would know the traditional use of Donnybrook. We have 2 clubs. We have Leinster's usage. We have the big schools programme which runs in January, February and March. So you could say the most overused grass pitch is probably in Leinster was Donnybrook. And whilst at times Donnybrook doesn't look all that pretty, we've always had a good playing surface. So we really started thinking about, would it be a good opportunity if we could put 2 all-weather pitches in, which would give us a huge amount more usage. And as part of that process, we approached the Department of Sports, which very kindly donated 750,000, which really made it worthwhile to be able to do it.
Your first game in senior colours was in Cardiff, and it was played on this sort of surface. What did you make of it?
Very similar. It's great. It's really good to play on. It allows for a much faster game. It's very consistent. You can't slip. It's good. It's solid ground. Makes for fast rugby, quick ball. So it's really good. Kind of the style that Leinster have played and do play for years. So it's really, really great to play on. It looks absolutely fantastic. It's going to be great for the Senior Cup coming up, and the A's as well. We play a lot of great games here, so we always pride ourselves when we come to Donnybrook that we don't lose, and hopefully playing on this new pitch will even have a bit more pride about us.
For more in-depth versions of the features and more great Leinster TV content, subscribe to our YouTube channel Also be sure to follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook. The Guinness Pro 12 is through round 6, with the tables changing on a weekly basis. The past month has seen fixtures away in a wet and windy sports ground against Connacht. A brilliant day for running rugby in the RDS versus Cardiff.
Confidence growing here in the Munster.
Of course, the showdown with Munster in the Aviva.
Throwing for the coach for Munster Rugby.
And finally, an away trip to Parma to face a Zebre side that had shown good form leading into the game. The tables are taking shape, with Leinster now in 6th place after 6 games, 2 points behind Connacht, with the Ospreys leading Glasgow Warriors on top by 3 points. There's lots of action coming up for Leinster fans over the next month, with the kick-off of the Champions Cup at home in the RDS against Wasps on the 19th at 5:15, followed by Cast away the weekend after in the Stade Pierre-Antoine with a kick-off at 2. Finally, it's back to the Guinness Pro 12 the following weekend, Friday the 31st in the RDS for the clash with Edinburgh at 7:35. That's all we have time for this month. For all the latest Leinster Rugby news, views, squad info and tickets, check out leinsterrugby.ie. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching and see you all next month.